and welcome to episode 24.
24.
Episode 24 of the Full-Time Banter Show. This is part 1, the FPL section. There will be a part 2 football section as well, so make sure you look out for that. My name is Tariq.
I'm Liam.
Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Twitter at FullTimeBanter7. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year to all our viewers as well, and I hope you all had a good Christmas, good festive season. I won't.
Don't ask me. Probably best not to ask.
But yeah, it was good. It was okay. Yeah, we had a bit of laugh. FPL saved the day, needless to say.
It was a bit of a saving grace a couple of days, yeah.
It's good distraction, yeah. So we've obviously not been on air. We've not had videos out over the festive period, but it's been action-packed, and that's what we're going to do in this section. We're going to do a little bit of a mid-season review of our season so far in FPL. We'll do that at the end, but we're going to go over the main sort of talking points that have occurred in these past few weeks, because there's been a lot to talk about, really.
There has. I think with the fixture congestion as well, you're always going to get that anyway, but it has gone a bit mental.
Where do you want to start? Anywhere in particular? Anything on your mind?
Oh, that's a loaded question. It was on my mind. Well, I'll tell you what I did in the game weeks. One of them, I can't remember which one it was. I did the transfer that was Aubameyang to Kane.
Right.
So that was brought on by. I just wasn't happy with Aubameyang. I mean, he was still chipping in.
Yeah.
But I think I captained him a couple of times and he just did nothing. And then I was seeing in other teams that Kane was playing.
Yeah.
In their teams, and he was getting goals every other game, and I just thought it made complete sense.
I mean, likewise, because I had Aubameyang, and I think I captained him at least once and got like 4 points. And yeah, just frustrating. But I mean, did you happen to catch either of the games yesterday, Spurs or Arsenal?
No.
To be fair to both of them, Kane and Aubameyang, they should have had a lot more than they actually did.
The one they got.
Yeah. I mean, especially Aubameyang. He's a brilliant finisher. I love him as a finisher because he just knows where goal is.
Yeah.
And you're watching him. He just first touch, doesn't he?
Instinctive.
Yeah. It's brilliant to watch. So, it does look like he might somewhere along the way that he might bang in might get a hat trick. He could have had it yesterday. And likewise with Kane, but Spurs, here's a daft one because. They were tired, they looked tired. Cardiff was shambolic. Cardiff just, somebody needs to teach them about football and defending and pressing, because they just...
Tell me that Warnock's not going to do that.
Oh, I know, honestly, it's shocking to see. But Kane and Spurs were tired, and I actually made, I'm so frustrated. I got rid of Son yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, for this game week. We're in the middle of the current game week. We're on Wednesday night, in case you're wondering. We'll give you the score updates as they come along. But yeah, I took out Son because the game before, he looked absolutely knackered. And I thought, I know there's one more game to go before he goes away to Asian Games, but there's no way Pochettino will play him. He just looks absolutely dead. So I got rid of Son and brought in Moura. I thought, cheaper is the obvious one. He gets forward ahead of Kane as well.
Yeah.
And what do? He plays his full-strength team, absolutely runs them ragged, makes 2 substitutions. So, we're going to talk in part 2 about our predictions of where we thought the top 6 are going to finish. Spurs, they can't sustain it if he keeps doing that. I don't know if he's making a Jose-like point to Daniel Levy saying, empty pockets of no money.
Yeah, just before Christmas. Just before the January,
Because they're absolutely run ragged, and if he keeps doing that, they're not going to sustain any sort of charge. They'll be lucky to finish in the top 4. So I mean, from an FPL perspective, I think at the moment it's safe to have either of them because they are ticking over, they are getting better.
Both of them ahead of Aguero, we're saying?
At the moment, yes. Yeah. At the moment, yes, because City are having their little blip, aren't they?
Yeah.
Next point on, we may as well move on to that. City assets, are they still reliable? Because some people are still hanging on to either Sane or Sterling. I've long since got rid. What about yourself?
Well, part of my remit for getting Kane in was I needed like 0.2 or 0.3, so I got rid of Sterling for Hazard.
Right.
I've since made another change on that front, which we'll come on to after this. So I went from Sterling to Hazard. I caught a bit of the City game, and from what I saw, they weren't really at the races anyway, but Sterling in particular just didn't
No.
seem to be firing.
His shots in the box, shots on target, completely fallen away. Sane is just hanging in there, so I think that's why people are keeping faith with him. And they've got Liverpool up tomorrow, which is not going to be the best game for getting returns either, I don't think. So City, I got rid of both Sane and Sterling. And who did I get in? I mean, may as well. I mean, before we move on there, defensively as well.
Well, I was going to say Sterling was the only one I had, and I looked at the City team, and there was nobody in the defence where I thought, they're a definite improvement on what I've got. For prices as well, obviously, because you can't fit them in. But there was nobody that I thought I'll restructure, and remodel the prices just to bring a City defender in. There was nobody there. The only other one that I would do maybe is Aguero, but like we've just said, Aubameyang and Kane, I would have ahead. So
at the moment,
and even the keeper, they're not keeping clean sheets.
They're not. This was
they're winning a lot of games, 3-1, 4-1. It's great because they're for City fans because they're scoring loads, but they're not keeping that clean sheet.
No, a bit like United. We'll talk about that. But I mean, at one point, I had just a few weeks ago, I had Sterling, Sane, and Laporte.
Yeah, I had Laporte as well.
I had Laporte for maybe 6 weeks, and he kept one clean sheet. Yeah, so absolutely shocking. So Laporte went straight away. And Sterling, Sane, I feel like I did get my money's worth from them. And I did drop them at the right time. And who did I drop them for? We're gonna discuss later on myself, Liam's and Riz's sort of transfers of the season, bad transfers, and who we think we should have got and who we've avoided. And it's tempting to mention one of them now, but we'll move on to that. I mean, before we do then, City assets, not worth it at the moment, in my opinion. Aguero we're looking at. Edison and Laporte, definitely not. Defensive and goalkeeper, definitely not. I mean, both Edison and Laporte value has dropped because people have just been shipping out. Yeah.
I think the only one would be De Bruyne when he comes back fully fit.
Fully fit.
He's 9.7, I think.
Yeah.
And at that price, it's a bit of a steal if he comes back and City pick up from where they've left off.
Yeah.
But
you could argue Eriksen's in a better position at the moment, though.
Well, yeah. To be
Even
fair,
Dele Alli. Yeah. So I mean, one to keep your eye on. United on the up and up. That was the big one.
So the transfer I made from Hazard came in for a week, and then he left. I didn't want to do it, and even though I'm a United fan, I really didn't want to do it because he was pissing me off. I brought in Pogba.
Paul Pogba,
because
this stupid dance.
The first I practiced it in the warm up. I mean,
no, who does that?
Part of me's like,
who does that?
Some United fans don't like Lingard because of his off-field stuff, And I love him because he always does it in big games. He seems to relish the occasion, and I don't really mind this extra, stuff like the daft dances and that. They don't bother me. But Pogba doing it, just kind of wound me up a bit. So yes, I did the first week, and I went, I'm not. I'll just see how they do. I think he got a goal, and I went, fair enough. Next week he got 2 goals. I went, right. Then he got another one, and I went, he's left me with no choice. Yeah. And the only one I could do was dropping down from Hazard or Salah because of the money.
Yeah.
And so I've had to bring Pogba in against my.
But to be fair, I mean, obviously I'm a Liverpool fan.
Should have mentioned it, mate. Should have mentioned.
But I jumped on Pogba in that second week.
To be fair, you did, and I think you were saying to me as well, like, I'd probably be going for this, and I was like, nope.
I know, don't want to be stubborn, because, I mean, the other reason was because I was getting rid of Sterling and Sane.
Yeah.
So 1 week, I think I got rid of Sterling first, and I got in Son. Son's just been immense, he's been a beast. And like I say, unfortunately, I got rid of him this week. I shouldn't have done. He got another 9 points this week, did fantastically. And then my second City player, Sane, went for Pogba. And I've got to say, from purely FPL perspective, I love him at the moment.
You've been rewarded, yeah.
Thoroughly, because cheap, both of them.
Yeah,
7 and 8 near enough.
Yeah, 8.2 Pogba was now for me.
Well, I got him at 7.9.
He's jumped up dramatically.
Massively, yeah.
I think it was a 200% increase in people that were owning him or something. Yeah. He sent me a fact, so I was like...
Yeah, so, I mean, Son, too late for that bandwagon. He's off and away. Let's see what he's like when he comes back. I mean, remember the fact I gave you about Harry Kane? scoring
When Ericsson plays.
When Ericsson plays more than half an hour. The one that I spotted today, I mean, stats, again, you make of them what you will. 12 of Harry Kane's 14 goals have come when Son has been on the pitch. So, Ericsson's still here. Let's see what happens. And Ericsson, undoubtedly, if Poch carries on the way he is going to play every minute of every game, just like Harry Kane.
Even the reserves and the under 21s.
Yeah. I mean, United, Rashford, I got Rashford in as well. He's been banging it in.
It's worked out well for you. I'm happy tonight. My only worry was that Lukaku would start ahead, and then when he came back, it was a bit of an injury doubt, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah.
And then
Rashford had a groin injury as well.
Yeah. When Lukaku came back fit, I thought, he'll definitely be playing ahead of him. Well, based on tonight's starting lineup, Rashford is in ahead of Lukaku, so I've been proved dramatically wrong, and I'm kicking myself for not getting Rashford. I'm very, very pleased.
Because, I mean, I couldn't see Lukaku coming in because he's just not going to fit Ole's style. No, he's just not going to play with a target man.
The way that United have been playing, I mean, hey, you can play 2 up top now. You don't have to play number 10. This is Leicester did it well.
If you play 2 up top, you've got to change the whole system, though.
Yeah, no. I'm meaning on a general scale. If you're going to play both of them, I would definitely stick with Rashford over Lukaku for the reasons exactly why.
I did see some people went for Lingard, weren't really rewarded apart from the first week. I think he did well. Martial, likewise, and people captain Martial and were punished there as well because he's just not clicked as yet. I don't know what the reason is.
Yeah. Well, he missed some more training, didn't he?
He laid back naughty boy. Yeah, he did turn up for training. Yeah.
I think I took sort of Martial's side with the initial one, with Jose.
Yeah.
You do it twice, you sort of go,
bit
of a prick, mate.
I know, so, I mean, tonight they're up against Newcastle. I think it's going to be a struggle. It won't be the same returns. I'm expecting lower returns because obviously Rafa, he's going to do a Rafa job. He's going to probably play 5 at the back, I won't be surprised, so there's not going to be space. Interestingly, you're playing Mata out on the wing today, which I'm curious to see how he does.
He's a number 10, I've never done.
Yeah.
I would put him on the wing, anybody.
Yeah, so see how he does, but I don't think there's going to be space for Rashford, Martial and Mata. And if anyone does benefit, I think it will be Pogba with those shots from the edge of the box.
Yeah.
Because again, he's showing he's clinical. He's not having a lot of shots. He's barely had any shots inside the box. I think the last game week was the one where he scored from the 6-yard line. But apart from that, he's arriving late, which is good. So from FPL perspective, Pogba and Rashford, I think I must have, because the United fixtures are ridiculously easy as well.
Yep, that's why I've been pissed off at myself, because there's been 4 easy game weeks and I've refused stubbornly. And
I mean, on that note, you played Cardiff, Huddersfield and Bournemouth, and United fans think they're going to, I don't know.
You got to put away them teams, you got to put them away, you know what I mean? I'm not
Tottenham coming up, and then a few more easy ones, and then you got a couple of tougher games.
That'll be the litmus test.
Liverpool. What are we saying about Liverpool?
Keep Salah. I have no. I wavered a few weeks back. I know you were as well. And I was wavering doubly because I think you were sort of wavering.
I shipped him. I made the mistake of shipping. I've got back in now. I've repented.
Right,
I've gotten back in.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah, because I was checking your stats and you've had your players you've had from your game week 1 are Wan-Bissaka and Salah. Your
good old Wan-Bissaka.
Wambo, yeah. And I actually sold him. I wavered. I wanted more. I was being greedy. I wanted more than the 8 points. Got rid of him. Then 2 weeks later, he got the bloody hat trick at Bournemouth.
Yeah, I didn't have him as captain that week, but it was still it wasn't bad to have on the
42
the
points.
field.
Yeah, 42 points. Riz benefited.
Yes,
captured in that week as well.
Shithouse.
So yeah, within a couple of weeks of that, once he'd started, because he's getting double figure returns now, it looks like he's back to his old self. Apparently, it's still a shoulder injury that was niggling him. It looks like he's back to his usual self. So fantastic. I've got him back in. I regret getting rid of him. Keep Salah, I think.
Yeah, there is no reason, barring injury, and I would say the same for Kane as well, with the price that they're at.
Yeah.
There is no reason to be getting rid of, unless something catastrophic happens.
I've also had Shaqiri in.
He's done alright for you, hasn't
he? He has, because I was expecting...
He's popping up and it's pissing me off because I'm going on.
Yeah, because I was expecting him to miss more games. He has missed the odd one, And generally, overall, this Christmas period, there has not been a lot of rotation.
No, yeah, so much for our harbingers of doom about that.
Well, every year I've said previous, there's been rotation like mad.
Yeah.
But no, this season we've been quite lucky. There's been hardly any rotation. And Shaqiri, like you say, he's been bringing in the points.
Doing alright for you.
And same again at cheap value. I can't remember what he is, but he's very cheap. I think he's sub 8, under 8 million. He's actually 7 million. Let me have a look. I think he's very cheap. For a player of that price, he's another one I would recommend because he's loves attacking. Shaqiri, where is he? There he is. He is 7.1.
That is, can't really argue with that, can you?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, the likes of players at that price, Lucas Moura is similarly priced.
About 8.6, I think.
6.9 Lucas Moura.
Really?
But he's getting nowhere near
I was thinking Ericsson, sorry.
He's getting nowhere near the appearances. Hardly any minutes. He's only had one full 90 minutes in the last 5 games.
Yeah, I think that's always the worry. I think there's quite a set Tottenham team, and then there's a couple of positions that, apart from the full-backs, there's a couple of midfield positions that are
up for grabs. Liverpool defensively, any other midfield? I mean, Firmino's slowly coming back into it. I would wait to see what happens. I suspect tomorrow against City, Firmino will play as the number 9 again, and Salah will be pushed out to the wing, and will play a more conservative 3 in midfield, I think.
Yeah.
Rather than what we have been doing with Shaqiri or someone up behind the number 9.
Yeah, I would imagine that as well. I think it's your best chance.
Yeah.
Firmino's not really on my radar. Same with Mane as well, partially because of money, partially because
Mane is just far too inconsistent.
He's very hot and cold, isn't he?
He's getting in and around the box. He just can't seem to finish at the moment. So
apart from that, just the I think the other major one from Liverpool is Alisson. I think you've definitely got to have Salah and Alisson in your team.
Yeah.
After that, defence, it's a bit of take your pick. I've got Robertson, but I've been looking at Van Dijk, but because his value's increased, I'm not getting as big a benefit from the price.
But I think for returns now, I think I'm going to come off Robertson as well and go to Van Dijk.
Yeah, because he's not really. He's kind of staying on merit and hope at the minute for returns, not from so one of Liverpool to lose. But in terms of an FPL sense, he's kind of in there just as
I mean, looking at stats earlier, I was looking at defenders, and Van Dijk's up there for shots in the box and shots on target. Would you believe? Yeah.
He's a rascal. He's an absolute rascal.
I mean, Ricardo is up there at the top. Ricardo Pereira, surprisingly. Digne as well. I mean, Digne is another one we'll talk about, but yeah, Chelsea and Alonso.
Well, I've not had Alonso in my team all season.
No, you brought him in later, yeah.
No, I'm not going now.
You're not got him in? Oh, is that Riz? I can't remember.
I've got Louise.
Okay.
David Louise, and at the minute, Louise's returns are a lot better. He's had quite a few double points,
assists and goals.
Yeah. The pass through for Kante's goal, that was outrageous. that was almost better. I think there's a big debate with some midfielders. I think like Xavi and Iniesta. What do you prefer, the goal or the assist? And at times like that, you've got to love the assist, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got to love it.
I mean, Kante's finish wasn't bad either.
Oh no, but the run was great, to be honest, as well, because I wouldn't normally associate that with him. Being the type of player that he is, but it was great. It was all around fantastic.
I mean, the opposition defence made it easy as possible for him, but
I'm not doubting that. But still, you can only beat what's in front of you, can't you?
But I mean, interestingly, Alonso and Robertson, since those first 4 game weeks, I mean, they did, to be fair, help me get up there in the ranks very early on. But since then, they've just not been on it, not been the same. I mean, and people are keeping faith, particularly with Alonso.
He's over 100, isn't he? That 109 points, I think he is.
He is.
He's doing okay.
But he has slowed because the others are catching. Van Dijk's catching, Louise is catching now.
Yes.
Yeah, even the likes of Rudiger. So I think for me, I mean, I should have done it this week. The Son transfer was stupid. I should have done Alonso to Louise, which is the one I was going to do. And then I was too smart for my own good. Alonso is going out for me this coming week for game week 22. Louise coming in, so that saves me about $1 million. And Robertson will be going for Van Dijk for me, I think. Yeah. Tempted by Trent, but still a bit inconsistent, I think, for me.
Yeah, I've not really seen returns. If there's going to be potential for returns, I would say it's with Louise as opposed to Trent as well.
Yeah, so Van Dijk. Hazard.
Yeah, I mean, I brought him in, so I must have been showing some faith. I don't think he did anything, and then I went for Pogba. So, but Hazard is the only one in the Chelsea team. The strikers just don't go near the strikers, and even then, I tipped William back at the start of the season as a bench sort of player, third or fourth midfielder bench player, and there's nobody getting near Hazard's total at all.
No.
Defence-wise, Alonso's the only one. But in terms of attackers, there's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I've had Hazard and I've got rid of him and I've contemplated getting him back in. But again, it's just him and Chelsea to a point. It's hot and cold. And again, he's been pushed, up front as a number 9, then he's dropping back behind, then he's playing wing. And yeah, I just can't, I'm not sold on him.
No, and I think there's been a few more rumblings this week coming from Spain.
Right.
Again with Madrid. This suddenly, obviously because the transfer window opening now for January, he won't move in January.
No, well, we could talk about that in part 2 because Pulisic coming in as well and being loaned back to Dortmund until the end of the season. Rumour is he a replacement for Hazard? So we'll have to wait and see. Final point then before we discuss our sort of season so far. Wildcard number 2 is active.
Wildcard.
Hopefully you all used wildcard number 1 and benefited from it. I used mine very early on, can't remember exactly when. It was, I think, game week 5.
I think I was about 4 or 5 for me, I think.
Did okay. It wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't a disaster. Usually it's a complete disaster. Wildcard, get all new team in, and the team that you chucked out are the ones that score massively. But it was okay, it wasn't that bad. But wildcard 2, when to use it? Advice?
I think one year I used it right at the end. Yeah. I think I had free hit. Is free hit new this season?
No, we had it last season.
I think last season I used free hit and wildcard right towards the end and just went balls out, just going for it. I think once English teams have got knocked out of the Champions League, so I'll be looking around March time, maybe because I can only really see City sticking around there. To be honest, longer term in the Champions League. So I think once the other ones or whoever is dropped out, because then there's less risk of injury. So you're not bringing somebody in when they've still got 2 extra games.
I mean, one thing we saw unusual for FPL this season was the number of people in the early weeks, week 1 using bench boost and week 2 using free hit and triple captain. A lot of chips have already been used. Our advice would be keep hold of them if you haven't used them already. Wildcard, free hit, bench boost and your triple captain will come very handy in the final weeks, game week 32 onwards usually, where due to cup competitions there will be blank game weeks where there will only be half the fixtures and the other half will be played in what's called double game weeks. So those are the
triple captain in the double game weeks.
Exactly, or wildcard before that to get in those players, or free hit. So all these chips are going to come in handy then to shuffle your pack, shuffle your team around to get in the players to maximise the output from them. That is about it on that point. So if there's anything else anybody wants to get in touch via Twitter or on our YouTube channel at Full-Time Banter. Leave something in the comment section, we'll get back to you. But just going to finish on our sort of season so far. I mean, I've printed out here our game week history. I mean, if you're new to the game, you should always use this to have a look, gauge how you're doing. You've got game week history and you've got transfer history as well, so you can kind of see what worked and what didn't. I mean, let's start with yours, Lee. No, let's start with Riz's.
Yeah.
Riz isn't here again today, unfortunately. Holiday season, he's got holiday chores to do, but Riz has made so far total transfers of 21 transfers. Of those, he's only taken 2 hits. Yeah, so I'll put this on the screen for you as well. So it's obviously got the game weeks listed thus far up to game week 21, which we're in the middle of, so we'll disregard that. But this gives you all your points, your game week points, points on the bench as well, so how good your bench was. Your game week rank is basically in that particular game week how your points rank compared to everybody else, which I tend not to look at too much. It did punish me because I didn't qualify for the cup because to qualify for the cup in that game week, I think it was game week 16, you had to rank 4.1 million or above. And I ranked, as you can see, it was game week 15, I think. I ranked 4.244 million.
Ah, right.
So just outside, so I didn't qualify. So that means that I was beaten in game week 15 by 40% of people who are no longer playing. Yeah, so I was particularly gutted about that. Actually, I'm not looking at Riz's. I'm giving you the wrong stats there. My game week 15, where was it? It was game week 16 and I ranked 4.5 million in that. But anyway, transfers, yeah? So it shows how many transfers you've made. It takes your TCs, your transfer cost. So those are the hits that you've taken. Riz only took 2 hits in game week 3 and game week 8. So he's doing very well. And then you've got your overall points and your overall rank in the world. So if we disregard game week 21 because we're still in the middle of it and Riz only had...
I'm having a good week. No, keep it in. I'm having a good week.
Game week 20, Riz was ranked 62,260 in the world. Absolutely fantastic, yeah. And I asked him for his best players, worst players of the season, best transfers, and he came out and said, I mean, I'll read what he said. His best player, he says, is Alisson, which is, saying something really, isn't it? Give me a second. Always when you want to check something, it comes up with the update. Let's do an update. No, right. Riz said, not Alisson. Riz said, Alisson has to be my transfer of the season. No real headaches from a goalkeeper point of view. Regular points. Always does well with the clean sheets, which Liverpool have been shoring up a bit since he's stopped messing about at the back. He's getting points. Yeah.
God, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, was it Leicester you played?
Leicester, and there was one incident after that as well. Or there was one before that. Yeah, he got away with one and then he got punished, but he's learnt his lesson. Yeah. And then I asked players that he's avoided, and Riz went for Richarlison. Says players avoided, hard one to say, but if we're looking at how the first half of the season has panned out, then probably Richarlison. Although he started off well, he has gone off the boil because Riz did actually start the season with Richarlison in his team, and I think game week 3 or 4 he got rid of him. And I mean, what are your thoughts on him?
I did have him, got rid of him, brought him back, and then I think he's still in there now.
Okay.
I'll come on to that when I do mine. Right. So I must see something in him.
And players that he wished he would have got in earlier, and he went with. He says, "I wish I started with Sterling at the beginning, along with Aguero. Having said that, at present, I wish I had Son in my team. I wish I brought him in, but he did bring him in, and he got rid of him after 1 week." Very bad news, Riz.
Flying visit.
Yeah. So bad news for Riz. So those were his. So Riz overall is doing well. I mean, I've got a little breakdown as well. I'll maybe put this table up at the end. I've got a breakdown of our sort of season averages, and Riz is averaging 57.86 points per week, which is good because if you remember, if you've been watching from the start, we said if you can try and aim for 50 points a week, that is a good average to have. So he's above average. His best game week was in game week 16 when Salah scored the hat-trick, and in that week he got 93 points, which means that throughout the season he's been above the average score 17 times, 85% of the time, so 17 out of 21 so far. Well, we'll see what he does, because it might be 18 this time. His captain has brought him a total of 302 points, so whoever he's captained each game week, his captains have brought him 302 points, which means that out of the 21 weeks so far, he's been successful 14 times with his captain pick, which is pretty good. Yeah. His best captain, as I say, was game week 16, Salah, 42 points, and his captains have contributed exactly 25% of his points total so far. Liam, tell us about yours.
Let's have a look at mine. Yeah, so my highlight came in game week 2, which is very high up the table as well, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. So that was my got 85 points that week. So that was where my highest ranking has been so far. That was 368,000th in the world. So not as well as Riz, but only after 2 game weeks. There wasn't a lot to wiggle. Yeah, and then since then it's been a sort of a step. When I've had drops, I think if I'm looking at my own the overall ranking, when I've had drops, they've been quite big drops. And then when I've got a green arrow, it's not been a massive green arrow. It's really baby steps,
Yeah.
try and make up the drop that I've made, which is a bit of a pain in the ass because I've got quite a few sort of 30s and 40s where I think my team just did nothing. There was like just nobody contributing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at game week 6, 7 and 8, and if you look at your game week rank, it'll give you an indication, like you say, your drops were big. You were ranked around 3 million, 4 million, almost 5 million in game week 8.
What's that?
For your game week rank. So low points, which give you the big drop.
I was saying the overall rank, I went down about 800,000 there.
Yeah.
So in three game weeks, I lost 800,000, and I think that was where I said like I'd sleptwalk into a bad team.
Yeah.
Actually, I would love to see. Tarek, what was the date on game week 6?
Game week 6, I
you can go backwards. You can go backwards because I'll fucking know why I was having a fucking shitter.
Yeah, I know. Do we really want to bring it up on air?
No, I'm not going to say the reason. I'm betting.
Looking for the coincidence.
Yeah. Fucking is, No.
Game week 6 was 22nd September.
22nd September. So, fucking hell. Little birthday. So what was that like? 10, was it game week 10? Yeah, well I think after that, so I had a few bad weeks, and then after that I went into full Jose mode, and no matter what I could do, I could not inspire the troops to get the morale raised back up.
But give us your buys of the season?
Buys of the season, probably Alisson, again, because like I said, there's been no transfer that I made that I brought in that I've gone, that's the one that's really turned everything around for me.
Right.
But I had Ryan and Pickford in net, and they were both just they were both just plodding along really. Neither of them was doing anything. But Liverpool only conceded 8 goals this season. It's a bit of a no-brainer that he's done well. For me, he's got to be my transfer made, the best player for me that I've done that on. Avoided. I kind of wish I'd avoided Richarlison and Maddison because there was a bit of
Maddison. Yeah.
Even then, I still had a few good game weeks from him.
Yeah.
But I think because the prices they were at, I had no wiggle room with any other money without sacrificing a player. I just got a bit stuck with him, and I'm a bit like that with Richarlison now. He's just kind of there, and I'm going, fuck off, get out of me bloody team. But I can't seem to. There's other transfers that are more pressing that need taking care, or areas, like the defence that I'm going to do now with the Pogba money that I've sort of saved myself. But I can't seem to then have enough to go, right, feck off.
So players then you wish you brought in?
Well, I've mentioned it already. I did avoid Pogba because I was determined to, and I wish I'd got him in 3 game weeks ago. After that, it's your ones like you were saying about your team, like Shaqiri and Son, that would have been much better options. And that's it really. And
just before we finish on yours, you've only taken 19 transfers.
Yeah, I think I missed a couple of game weeks when I was in my my Jose bags under the eyes.
And no hits. Mode. So
no hits. I hate taking hits, but
you said
I do I do look at it and go, I wish I had done. But I had a couple of weeks where I just let it roll over and didn't realise. Didn't miss the deadline. Just one of them. Yeah. I always have a couple of it. It's got to be done.
Well, on to mine then.
Oh, what about me? Doofus.
Oh, we'll do both mine and yours together at the end. Mine, I've taken 25 transfers, which is really good for me because normally I am trigger happy, which is shown a little bit because I've taken 6 hits so far, and those have come in these past few weeks because I did need to fix my team. I was dropping and dropped into the 150,000 by game week 16 when I missed the Salah.
Oh, bless you. Bless you.
Yeah. So I've taken some hits to try and climb back up, and it has worked, thankfully. So 25 transfers, normally I take a ridiculous amount, so 25 is good for me, which means I'm 24 points or worse off, but that's not too bad. My best signings, I've got to say, it has been in these past few weeks, Pogba, Son and Shaqiri. Yeah, without a doubt, for the price they are, and they've come in and they've given me instant returns, and I'm absolutely made up, buzzing with them. Players I avoided is Richarlison, and like I say, Maddison. I didn't go near Maddison, everybody went on him. Richarlison, just too inconsistent. I'm not convinced. I mean, Everton,
they had an awful December. Conceded 15 goals.
Yeah,
I think.
And likewise, Digne. I've avoided when the Mendy injury, everybody jumped on Digne the second time he got injured. I avoided him again then. I mean, to be fair, I got Laporte in, which wasn't much better. But yeah, Digne, not convinced by. Players I wished I'd got in. To be fair, I think I've had all the big hitters at some point.
I have, as I was thinking this, I've gone through every Aguero. I've gone back, got Kane now, but every big name you can think of.
So yeah. So my only sort of regret really is selling Salah in that period when I did. I shouldn't have sold him. I'm very sorry, Salah. But let's quickly finish on this then. On this table, I'll put those our average points. You're averaging 51.76, which is still decent. Best game was 85 points. So you said game week 2 times above average. It's quite low, as we've seen from your game week ranks. Only 13 times above the average.
When it does go below, it really does go below.
But the rest are fairly similar.
Yeah, that's what's surprising. Like captain points 300, it's only 2 behind Riz's.
Yeah.
Successful picks and tied with you for 72%, so 15 out of 21. Best captain Aguero game week 2, which fits in with that. And then in terms of sort of picking the captain again, 28% of my overall points, which does sort of back up my theory of sleepwalking into an overall dodgy team and not getting the returns.
I was going to say, so your captain's done well for you, but the rest of the team hasn't. Yeah. With mine, I've got the highest average, just marginally above Riz, 58.38. Same points, game week 2 mine was, I got 93 points. 17 times above average, same as Riz. 322 points from my captains, so I've had marginally better captain's returns. Same as you, 15 out of 21.
Yeah. Good
captain picks, and Aguero, same player, and 27 points. So we're not, it's not massively different.
No, the stats are there. It's
And the only thing I can take then for advice for you and anyone else is, I mean, if everyone wants this sort of analysis, get in touch and I can have a look at your teams as well, give you a breakdown, but it's just pointing towards the rest of your squad really, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. And like I said, a lot of it was down to money, but I'm hoping now I've got about 3 million, right. 2.9 something, so... Cool.
We'll leave it there. Hope you've enjoyed that. Join us in part 2, our football section, where we're going to look at our pre-season predictions and how they've fared. Goodbye.